Hello and welcome to another video here on the channel. Today we're going to be playing one of my favorite games of all time, of which I have about 1,000 hours in, and it's Satisfactory. Early access, and we're specifically trying out the experimental build. So full disclosure here, update 5 came out yesterday. Been watching videos, really excited about it. So wanted to give it a try, but I am going to say it's probably not likely that we'll finish like an entire base of this. I really want to check it out and explore it on the channel, but I guess we'll see how it goes. And I think that your bases can come in between experimental and non. I know that I could start up an existing one here, but we're going to start a brand new one. I kind of want to start in the northern forest because that's the area that's the newest update wise. So I guess we'll start there. And then I'm going to call this Mark XX. I don't think I've used that yet, so that's going to be... I've done a lot of different bases, so like that one was... What is that? Oh, look at that. That's Mark 18. So actually, let's just make this Mark 9. 9. No. 19. XIX. Yep. I'm going to skip the intro because it's a little bit boring, and we're just going to get right into it. I say boring, but really I've played it so much that I don't really need it. All right. So this area was just recently redone with new textures and new layout and all that stuff. There's a lot of new things in this update, so we're going to walk around and explore. Let's find... I'm not as very familiar with this locale. Alright, that's our closest iron. Let's see where the closest... There's two that way. There. There. Alright, so we're going to go this way. Seems to be our best bet. Pick up a bunch of leaves on the way. We're going to need them. Just like with oxygen not included, I typically play this with a mod. So it's going to be weird not to. Let's get prepared for some enemies because I'm sure that some will exist upcoming. For those of you that haven't played this game, just go out and buy it now because it's fucking incredible. Okay, well we can't really go there. There's the copper. There's another copper node. Did we pass the iron? Let's see. Ooh, it's a drop pod. We actually really want that right now. There is fall damage, so I gotta be careful. And there's two enemies down there. Ooh, if I remember correct, I think there's a power slug up on this as well. Yep, right there. Let's see if we can get that while we're over here. Oh, probably not from that because of that plant. Not important right now. This is absolutely one of those games that you can just legitimately get lost in for hours. I know there's enemies here. I hear them. Is it this way? The shoreline is here, which is nice. So I've definitely built stuff on this shoreline before. Okay, so this looks like iron. 2 iron nodes. Right? Those bugs suck. In the early stages, you don't really have a whole lot of ways to defend yourself. But honestly, it never really gets to a point where you're so overpowered. You just have ways to survive more. Having these rocks that you break up like that sit on top so that you could actually place miners up on top of them. Check the purity of these nodes. I normally play with a mod that just makes all the nodes pure, so I don't have to worry about it. 2 pure nodes though. I'm fairly confident my mod isn't working because this is an experimental, so no mods work in experimental. I'm gonna assume this is normal. Juked me. I do like it that when you hit them once, they like kind of fall over. Then you need these carapaces for research. There's a lot of updates in this game, so if you haven't played this game before, I'm gonna try. Oh man, 3 pure nodes. This is odd. Let's just say that. Okay, so we've got the 3 pure nodes. Where's our limestone? Is there and there and there. So does that mean, oh, limestone is on that rock up there. And then there's copper. Wow, this is wild. I don't actually know if I've ever built anything in this specific area. I definitely have built like a power plant over there, and I want to say that's like P is photo mode, so you can do a little bit of cheating and zoom in like this. Yeah, that's quartz. That's really nice to have this close by. Let's see. Yep, don't have foundations yet. So let's just get started, and we'll do this as our temporary location. Sort that. We don't need those absolutely right at the moment. Oh yeah, here's our landing pod. Super cool. We got a craft bench. We've got our tech tree. We've got power in the back here. That's a precarious location for that. But base building will be primary because then I'll be able to build some ramps and then eventually get up to get more limestone. So can I not even do that? I don't think I could even do that yet. So I don't have the materials. We need limestone somewhere else. I will also, since I have, we're gonna do 2 like that. So we put down these portable miners and they're just gonna mine for us. And then I'm gonna go and put 1 down here. Let's start getting some copper while we're out and about. And if this is pure, that means somehow the mod settings have carried on over, which would be freaking incredible. Pure. Unless we're just really lucky, but it's odd that there'd be this many in one location like this. Checking out the levels for sound, it looks like it might be a little bit loud. I'll tone it down to like 70%. And let's throw on a miner here while we go get some limestone. It seems like it's... There's that one. Which one's closer? This one, maybe? Caves are, scary. This will be the new cave, though, it looks like. But that's why they're scary. Apologize in advance for anybody, well, not in advance because I didn't tell you why before, but spiders. Is this still a work in progress? It is. So they have these Mercer spheres, but they don't actually do anything right now.
Your contract legally compels you to harvest this artifact.
Yeah, it does also talk to you like that, which I think is fun, but as far as in-game, it doesn't actually do anything yet. Unless that's been added in, I just don't know. Gathering more plants and stuff. So I'm thinking, that's too far. I'm gonna get hurt. I'm thinking we're gonna go to this one. There's that drop pod around here, speaking of which. But we're gonna get up on here because there's... Where is he? Oof. Saw that dodge though? Saw that dodge? Not that one though. Alright. So yeah, these drop pods have hard drives in them. They have things required like modular frame. That's not going to happen for a while. But the other nice thing about it is that the surrounding area typically has some resources. Like you saw me pick up some copper wire and stuff like that. So I feel like this one didn't have as much. Let's have this reinforced iron plate, which is handy. But not a lot outside of it, which is odd. So now that we put a hub up, it's located at our top bar there as well, which is nice. Okay, where's that limestone again? We're going the right way? Yep. So the one that's in the to the east, no, to the north of us is the one that's on that cliff. Let's see if we can get that. Yeah, it's for sure going to be guarded. So they designed this as like a little bit of a jumping. I hate the word jumping puzzle, but that's kind of what it is, right? And like this game doesn't have a clamber or anything like that. So it's not really meant for that though, because you basically do, you know, you could build almost infinitely high. I have the window open also, so if you hear dogs barking, it's just my neighborhood. Oh, there's two of them here. You can usually... Yeah, you could usually trick them like this. They're not very smart. This limestone node is far. Which one were we going to? This one? Yeah, because that's where the hub is. Okay. So maybe it's not as far as I thought compared to our hub. Picking up all the leaves along the way. You'll see these hitches. It's usually when we're transitioning between locations. Okay. Alright. It's almost there. Alright, here it is. Is there another one? Are we okay? That's a pure node also. Okay, so I think maybe my mod is working. Because I think that one just like affects the files. And isn't like a direct like... It basically just takes the file that records like what are the resource nodes and then turns them all to pure. So that's fun. That's one of my reasons I was like, do I want to play the experimental branch? Because I don't want to go and like put two normal modes together to make a pure node and two impure to make a normal. This is just helpful to knock it out this way. We're going to make some cement, get base building accomplished, and should actually be able to build some more of those iron rods as well. But I'm going to let this get up to 100 and then take it, and then that should, well, I think it's like 3 to 1. So 3 raw limestone to 1 concrete, if I remember correct. So it might actually not be enough. Let's see if I can build. No, can't do a craft bench or it works. I shouldn't have used all of those materials, but whatever. Northern Forest does look really nice. The new trees. New environment here. Alright, let's head on back and then we'll start working on getting some additional parts created. Make things a little bit easier. It is super nice to have the navigation point there. It's directing you to the hub. We should be able to make it around this way, I feel like. Maybe we'll run into something else while we're at it. Or yeah, it's going to be below us. Yep. Okay, that's going to hurt, but whatever. Wait, is this a different iron ore? 3, 4 iron nodes right here? What? This is actually a fantastic starting location. The caveat is not a lot of room, but you can build your factory out that way, which is likely what we'll do. Alright, so here's a nice thing is you could just press space and then it'll auto-craft. This interface looks new. Looks bigger, I guess I would say. Like, this looks bigger. These icons. A lot of this is cleaner, is probably what I would say. Yeah, we're going to craft up some of this stuff just to get the ball rolling. So we can do an additional 50 concrete, which as you can see here won't get us to the next milestone, which is what we really want because that's going to get us the base building materials, like the foundations, which allows us to get to that limestone node right here, which means we won't have to just be bringing it in from God knows where. So yeah, I think the next step is really just like, let's get the concrete as readily produced as possible. And I have an idea on how we might accomplish that in a relatively quick way. And it has to do with getting some additional iron rods, and that's why we're crafting iron right now. And they go a lot faster, because this is a one-to-one, as you can see. One of these goes to one of these. And then screws is like 1 to 4 or something like that. And I think I'll stop at 100 of them. I think I'll stop when I don't actually have the additional. So what I'm looking to do is a craft bench, but actually what I really want is an equipment workshop. And then we're gonna get a couple of these. Okay. Don't have space in the inventory. Makes sense. Let's free up some space. And the reason for this you'll see here in a moment. So we're going to delete that. Now let's find our way back to that limestone node, which is in right there in that direction. And all the while, like in the early game, it's in your best interest to just really just farm up as many leaves and branches, all the crap you possibly can, because there's borderline nothing worse later on than, oh, well, I guess I have to go and locate a whole bunch of, or not locate, but you know what I'm saying, like a bunch of leaves and wood and stuff. So you kind of see what I'm doing here? And we're gonna, you know, be a little bit boring and just concrete, keep building. Everybody, now it's time to take a little drink of your drink. I might make these videos like slightly longer, I don't know. It's a little tough, like a fine line of having a giant recording that takes you a long time to watch and me to record and also to upload and all of that. But it's also you want to get some things done in the opening videos and even later on. But if you're looking for that highly edited view of what this game looks like, you're not going to find it here. I just honestly don't have the capacity to do that, just with work, everyday work, and life, and there's just a lot going on. And you know, I do this just for fun because I like to play these games. So I don't necessarily have the ability to sit down and do this for uh, like recording an hour-long video and then cutting it up into a clean 20 minutes, just all the fun bits. I wish I had that kind of time. So we're making this concrete so that we can get up to the concrete patch that's over by the base, by the hub, and then set up a proper miner there and start really working through it. So it's a temporary solution. The early goings of this game, very much a lot of this, like super temporary solutions that eventually become a much more permanent addition. But for now, just kind of have to do what you got to do. Okay, I'm going to pick up the miners behind me before I go back. I want to make sure, I think it's 6 concrete per foundation. And it looks like I'm going to have 142 left over, so I want to make sure that I have appropriate additional. I'm just going to... I'm going to delete that. Okay, so I can't actually pick that up. So we're going to do another little round of this. Again, drink them if you got them. So you could hold stacks of 100 limestone at a time, but you can hold stacks of 500 concrete at a time. And I would normally just discard the leaves, but they're like a little too useful right now. I should have put away this, and I should have put these away because they're not relevant for me right now. But anyway, this doesn't hurt. It's only going to help us when we get back to the hub. And really what I want is the space to add in the additional miners. So yeah, pick that up. Yep, okay. So, okay, I can't pick that up. Okay, we're almost there. 500 concrete this early on in the game is actually kind of a lot. You don't usually have a giant concrete stash for quite some time. Drink number 1 complete, ladies and gentlemen. Drink number 2 on its way. This is like one of my favorite games to just sit down and play and then have a podcast or a movie on the other screen and just relax and really zone out, decompress after the day or after the work week or what have you. I, I don't know how to describe my love for this game. It's both one of those that I think about constantly and then also one that I don't think about at all while I'm playing. It makes it one of those experiences that I find to be incredibly unique in gaming. This should free up what I'm looking for. Um, let's actually swap that really quick. So that's a nice little trick there. If you didn't know, you could actually swap something into a temporary box, and then you'll be able to remove it because that box will still remain. So I'm drinking an alcoholic carbonated beverage. You take that as you will, of what I might be drinking, and you know, it's carbonated. So, excuse me in advance. Man, this looks so good! The updates to the lighting and this forest makes this look incredible. And just as a reminder, this is an early access game, which is nuts when you think about it. I am also going to immediately convert these leaves and trees and all of this crap into biomass. It's much more efficient. I'll talk about that here in a moment. I think I might stick or try to stick to 30-minute videos, but give or take 10, 15 minutes, whatever. I'm not too worried if you aren't. You just let me know in the comments if it's too long.
Milestone reached.
So check
You
this
have
out.
unlocked several structures aimed to provide the first needed to build basic factory infrastructure and improved overview. Building these will provide a grid for more advanced organizing and sectioning of your factory.
Yep, thank you, Ada. So Ada, that's exactly what we wanted. And the way I'm going to build this is not just directly a ramp onto that, but I want to be, like, think about it in advance. So, is that too tall for my liking? No, that's actually perfect. Okay, so I want to start it. First of all, I always try to align in the cardinal directions. So we're going to align this oop. Okay, hold on. First of all, build mode, zoop. So this is new. So you can drag out and say, wait, what? Foundations take iron plates now? Okay, that's wild. That means I need additional iron. That is nuts. Okay, and I can't actually grab any more iron. So our next one is going to be logistics. And we'll get rid of some of that there, but actually I'm going to get rid of this right now to free up some space. Okay, I was not prepared for that change. I'm going to be honest with you. I was really not prepared for that change.
Milestone exchange concluded. Fix-it freighter re-entry complete.
Yep, thank you. And again, we could do some more of this. And we're going to have to because I have no more iron plates to actually do that. That is just wild. I'm going to tell you right now. Actually, I might set up our first temporary factory, and that's just getting iron. Oh, man, iron ingots produced. Yeah, so we're going to do some production here. So it'll be a miner, a smelter, and a constructor. And so that's going to get us iron plates. So it's really nice because it tells you on the side exactly what you need. So we just need 10 iron plates to make all of that happen. We're going to do a few more because we'll need additional belts between the items. And then we can kind of kick this off a little bit. And I'm just going to pick this up. And so we're going to do a miner. And again, temporary solutions here, as always happens. There should be a lining. Where's my grid lines? Oh, whatever. You want iron ingots, and I'm just going to preload it, and then I'm going to preload that. And then we want a constructor. And that's going to do iron plates. And actually what I really want is a box. And do I have materials? I most certainly do. Very dirty. This is not clean at all. I don't like it, but we're going to do 1, 2. Okay. So setting up a small power grid in here so that I can of course. So I'm setting up a small power grid just so that I can start getting some of this material created. I think those generators each do 40 megawatts, and I think the total setup is probably like 10, 12. We'll look at it here in a second. Doing biomass makes it just so much more efficient. And so spending a little bit of time here now is going to be better in the long run. So just bear with me here while we do this and just kind of talk through my reasoning and my plan here. We might just set up that piece, have it kick off, and then call the video there, and then do the second video, start off and do a very similar setup for maybe iron rods or yeah, probably iron rods will be the next one we'll do. But we'll finish out this biomass because we don't have that many leaves and they go fast. It's 10 to 5. 10, 5. That's how you know. And so this is going to give us, you can see how many is remaining from the supply that we have of leaves. Later on you do like solid biofuel, which is really nice, and that causes you to be able to actually get like it is an even more efficient form of, let's say, temporary fuel, because this is just temporary. This relies on you exploring, finding leaves, finding wood, what have you, and then turning it into this material and then manually supplying it to generators. Later, you do coal generators with a self-sufficient powering power source. Then later on, you do a whole bunch more other stuff with just kind of like you'll see, but it's okay. So you could always hover over this and see like consumption is 9.1, so not even 10. Our max consumption is 13. Okay. So the max possible consumption we could be drawing from this system is 13. This miner, because it's sitting on an, so this is a Mark 1 miner sitting on a pure node, will mine 120 ore a minute. This belt can only supply 60, so clearly inefficient already. This intakes 30 and spits out 30, so even more inefficient here. This belt again supplies 60, so you can see that's why the spacing is 1 every other. And then this one takes 30 and spits out 20. So this is actually 1 to 1 for right now. Result is iron plates, of which we need 150 for the next round. With that though, I think this is a good time for us to call it for the first video. It got real dark and foggy out here. And the plan, honestly, to give a little bit of insight before we completely wrap it. Well, that's a little bit of a bug there. It's probably the fog. There's a console command to get rid of the fog, but that water is definitely throwing that renderer off. The plan is that we're going to build our base above all of this. So we're going to build our base into this area above the ground. And then this will come down and it'll actually give us access to those quartz nodes that we looked at right here, which is honestly kind of insane for relatively early game. Like, we'll be able to get to that way earlier than you typically would, just because of the location. So, like I mentioned, oh, we're not going to die. Ooh, that was a close one. Like I mentioned, and actually let's just do this because I'm tired of jumping. Nope, don't have enough plates. Okay, thought I clicked it. There we go. Oh, because I was in zoop mode. Okay. Yeah, like I mentioned, this will be the end of this video. The goal for the next one is set up a similar one for iron rods, set up one for wire, and then set up one for concrete so that we can start expanding the base here. Thank you so much for watching. I super appreciate every view. If you're enjoying the series, please like. And then if you have any tips or tricks or anything like that, leave a comment down below. Super happy to see what your thought is about my attempt at building a base here. Honestly, I think it's never been easier to start a base in an experimental build with things like Zoop. Zoop alone has made me think that this is a super viable way to just jump in and try a brand new update. Thank you so much, and I will catch you in the next video.